Do you want to have legs like a horse, but you don't want to take gear? Have no fear. Your boy is here. I'm going to do just that. So what I'm going to do, it's leg day. I'm going to start off doing some RDLs, 4 sets of these. We're going to be doing RDLs, squats. Ideally, I would have started with the isolation movements. I like to do 1 or 2 at the beginning, but those are all taken. We're going to do some RDLs right now to build up those hamstrings. And I don't have... not going as heavy as I normally would, because again, I want more of a squeeze. I'm going to have a little bit wider of a stance. Nice and slow. Oh, stand right up. And I'm keeping that bar. Basically, it's touching my legs the entire time. Oh. Whew. Not bad. 3 more sets. I might add like maybe a 10. Don't want to go too heavy, because then I'm fighting against my grip, and just a losing battle. So now I've certainly seen people use 2 machines at once, but I have never seen someone use 2 platforms at once. Guess there's a first for everything. A little bit quieter in the gym today. I'm here a tad bit early. My fingers were doing hella work there for a second. Woo! Well, I had a little bit more weight. Continue on. Whew. I was gonna let it go. Whew. Not bad. We're still in the rep range we want, so I'm happy with it. Let's do 1 more set and then move on to squats. See, couldn't hold it anymore. Woo! But I'm okay with that. We're gonna move on to squats. All right, so I'm gonna go do things a little bit differently this time. I'm gonna put a plate down so I can get a little bit of help with my ankle mobility. Push my knees forward slightly. And I'm gonna use a lighter weight. I'm going higher reps. So I'm trying to get like at least 12. I'm gonna do 3 sets of this, really burn out the quads. And this is gonna allow for a really good stretch on the quads. Team full ROM. Woo! Okay, we're losing our balance. So let's rack this. Not bad. Dude, I already got one set in. I'm lit up. Holy tits. Two more, just like that. Ooh. Man, guys. Holy Christ. Woo. Whoop. Oh. Woo. All right. Let's move on to something else. Holy Christ, dude. Woo! All right, we're going to do some lunges, 2 sets of these, down and back, because we still can't get a leg extension or hamstring curl. Oh, this could be problematic. Yep, never mind. Never mind. I lied, we just got to be quick. Woo. All right, one more of those. It's filling up. All right, we got to go now. We're going to get fucked. We got a whole ass obstacle course being built on this thing. We're going to go around. Everybody's got walking lunges today. Everybody's doing it. Woo! All right, we're moving on to this because we still cannot get a leg extension or a hamstring curl. 3 sets of this till failure. God, my quad pump is insane right now, dude. Oh, oh, man. Oh. I say that because having my legs close together was just starting to put some strain on my knee. Dude, my quads are just fucking... Woo, that's what we're here for. So Jesus. Oh, man. Woo. One more set of this, and we're going to try to quickly grab the hamstring curl. Oh. Oh. All right, let's be done with this. All right, bro beans, 3 sets of this. Ooh. Oh my God. Wow. Whew. We'll go up and wait because that was a little bit more sets than I wanted. But holy Christ, did that stretch. Whew. 2 more sets. 2 more sets. And then calves. Oh my God, dude. I just went up 10 pounds and that was significantly harder. Let's go back. Crank out a couple more. Okay. Oh. Whew, we might just have to stay there for the next one. Ooh, that was so much harder. That first set, I think maybe the RDLs and everything else we've done just kind of cooked me, dude. Dudes, the hamstring pump that I have right now, I feel like my legs are like raised off of this pad. I can feel like my knees in the air. Well, I know they're over here, but like I definitely feel it raised. Oh. Whoa. So this thing has trouble latching sometimes. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Oh, calves. All right. Calf extensions on this thing. Gonna do 3 sets. And this is another one where higher reps tends to feel a little better. with a little bit less weight, you really get a good pump, and like it explodes your calves, dude. Woo. All right, that wasn't bad. Let's do another one like that. Oh, woo! All right, now you can't really see this because it's in my shoes, but I was doing about half the reps pushing like through my big toes, and then the other half was like pushing through my pinky toes. And it feels totally different. It works each side of your calf. So it's probably a good idea to mix it up and just understand that depending on where you push, you're going to get a different stimulus. So keep that in mind, play around with it. See what works best, see what feels good. But try to do a little bit of both. Okay. All right, guys, let's go snag a thumbnail. Jeez, my calves fucking burn. Ooh, my Lanta. Ooh, that plus my hamstrings, dude. I'm gonna be walking weird. All right, before 12 million people pour in here, we're gonna snag a thumbnail. About to start a class. Ooh. Ooh. Not too terrible. Oh man. All right, I'll see you in the car. All right, let's get out of there. That was pretty solid. Pretty solid workout. My fucking hamstrings are, dude, they got destroyed. The first half actually obliterated my quads. And then when we started doing more hamstring stuff, and quad pump went down a little bit, but then like hamstring fully took over. So I feel like we got the best of both worlds today. So I'm happy with that. Now, how I started this video, I think I'm going to title this video something like getting horse legs naturally, some shit like that. But the reason why is because another part of this channel, kind of piggybacking off of what I was talking about last night, is that I want to showcase that you can get gains naturally. You could be a big dude and like have muscles and look good, but without using steroids or peptides or really anything like that. Not like, and this is not like, not to shit on them or anything, but I want to show people that you don't have to do what social media makes it seem like you have to do in order to get where you're trying to go for. Now, if you're trying to be like a pro bodybuilder, then I got news for you. More likely than not, it's kind of something you're going to probably have to do. if you want to be, compete at that level and actually be competitive. But I think far too often people misattribute maybe bad technique or inconsistency in the gym to they miss or poor eating habits, or just maybe their plan is just not that great, but they misattribute that stuff and think, oh, it's just my genetics, or oh, I have low T, so I need to get on a cycle, or I need to, um, get on whoa, whoa, or I need to get on TRT because I got a low test. But most people don't have low tests like that. Most people aren't candidates for TRT. If that were the case, we would have a serious problem. Okay, it would be more of a routine thing than it currently is. And granted, it's becoming more popular, but it's really not necessary. I mean, if you want results quick, it's surely the way to go. I mean, I even say that with a grain of salt, because from a health standpoint, it might not be the way to go, especially depending on your age. You could really do damage to your body or shut down your natural testosterone production by hopping on a cycle. And maybe not one cycle, maybe one cycle is not going to do it. But hey, everybody responds differently. So it all really depends on what you're doing and how much of it you're doing. But again, the point I'm trying to make here is that I don't want people to feel like they have to do these things in order to just like look and feel better. Like fitness and health, there's more to fitness and health than just being big or being muscular, because, there's a lot of bodybuilders that die young because of their cardiovascular issues. So they might be big and be working out all the time, but are they really healthy? And it's not saying everybody who is on some sort of cycle is unhealthy, but I would say if you take all things equivalent and you take them not on a cycle and them on a cycle, I'm willing to put my chips on a bet that the person who's not on a cycle, from a blood panel and just organ standpoint, cardiovascular standpoint, they're probably healthier than the version of themselves on a cycle. But ultimately, what it is people can't wait for shit. Honestly, the reason why you're not making progress is because you can't wait. Or the reason why you feel like you need to be on a cycle or you need to take TRT is because you can't wait. Or you're doing something wrong with your training, or a combination of both. Now, I'm not saying that I have all the answers, but what I am saying is that my workouts aren't totally 100% efficient. Sometimes I had to skip a particular machine or exercise just due to availability, and sometimes it's just super busy, so I kind of got to wing it, right? But yet I'm still able to make gains and losses by just exercising and pushing it, and I've been doing this for 2 years now. So it didn't happen overnight, and it's still happening, but it's these small little bits of change over time that you don't see at first, right? From day to day, you don't see it. But when you look from day 1 to day 90, you might see something. Or day 1 to day 180, you might see even more of something. Day 1 to 365, you might see a lot of something. But day 1 to 2 didn't look any different. 3 to 4, that didn't look different. 5 to 8, those group of days, they didn't look different. But when you are able to zoom out and look at the start and the start and the end, and it's not even really the end, but you take an extended period of time, you're actually able to see noticeable change. And most of that can be attained without being on any sort of drugs. I know it's hard to believe. It really is hard to believe. Social media will have you think differently. Social media's got everybody thinking they got piss poor genetics and no testosterone, you know? And I think that's very damaging because it's caused, and guess what? You're just lining the pockets of all these clinics, right? These clinics or like these companies that are selling this shit, or even SARMs, whoever makes this stuff, whoever's distributing this shit, you're lining their pockets with not only your money, but your health and longevity just to attempt to look better, right? When if you just put in the time, you would probably attain what you're looking for. And the idea of a genetic limit, people will train for like a year or 2 years and be like, oh, well, I'm at my genetic limit. Yet they've been doing the same thing they've been doing, haven't really switched anything up, and maybe may not be training the most efficiently or training as intensely. Maybe they're just kind of most days, honestly, going through the motions. Well, it's no wonder you haven't seen much of a change in a given period of time with look at how you're training. It's not genetics fault, it's your training's fault. It's something you're doing. It doesn't mean like, oh, well, you need to get on a cycle, you know? And yeah. So like, dude, you could, and I notice even not again personally, day to day I don't notice, but like over time I'm like, man, these cuts in my quad, they're looking a little bit deeper. Man, my hamstrings are really starting to pop. Dude, is that what like my shoulders look like? I'm noticing these things, but again, day to day, it's not really something I've seen. It's just something I've noticed over time. And because I noticed it over time, and just have faith that it's happening, like I could see it. I just trust the process. I just continue to do what I'm doing, continue to push it. And look, I'm getting somewhere. And I'm no different from you in that regard. You and I, we both can achieve the results that we want if we put our mind to it, we train with intensity, we're consistent, and, we push ourselves. That's all you really need to do. Get some protein in or just eat food. Even if you don't get all of your protein in, just training intensely and eating is going to do a lot for you, right? And that's like basic shit. I'm not like one to like say you need all these different supplements or, again, supplements are meant to supplement what you're already doing. The one thing I do like is protein powder just because it's convenient. Protein powder and creatine. Those two things can get you far, right? And those really aren't even necessary. Your diet can get you a lot of that. The creatine, not so much. Like you can get creatine through food, but it can be kind of tough to kind of reach the amount that would be helpful for your workouts. So, and one 5 gram scoop of creatine a day it's hardly anything, right? And you can get creatine. It's not that expensive. But people will be spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, on all these things, trying to maximize their workouts. But when their training attitude fundamentally has a problem. So it really doesn't matter what else you do if your attitude towards training and the way you're training is just not dialed in or not intense enough, or just you're going through the motions. Nothing you really do outside of that is going to yield the results that you're looking for. And, there's plenty of people that'll take performance enhancing drugs and you might not even notice. You might not even know that they're taking something. They might not even look like they're taking anything. And, I'm not going to deny that maybe I don't have the worst genetics. Maybe my genetics are pretty decent for the whole like bodybuilding and like maybe weight training, physique. Maybe I have some halfway decent genetics. But I didn't know that for the longest time because I was always overweight. So that was never something I ever thought about. Like I had good genetics, right? It wasn't until I spent time in the gym working on myself and developing myself that where I see these changes, I'm like, wow, like maybe like this ain't looking too bad. And then I have people come up to me like, dude, your shoulders are looking good. Like, dude, look at those legs, dude. Like, oh man, look at your chest. Those they tell me. And then I'm like, man, like maybe my genetics aren't half bad, but like I didn't go into it that way. How easy of a cop out that would have been if for me to just do some half-ass training, not see a result in 2 weeks, and just be like, oh man, just got bad genetics, you know? Instead of like, instead, I think it's just an easy cop out. To be honest with you, it's just an easy cop out. Same thing with most people that are trying to get on TRT that don't actually need it. It's a cop out. It's, I don't want to do the necessary things naturally to get what I want, or I'm too impatient to get the results that I want. So I'm going to hop on a cycle, even though my training is piss poor. I mean, it's your body. You do with it what you want to do with it. But all I'm saying is that there's there's no there's no solution that's like risk free. So if you're looking for like a risk free way, or like, oh no, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Okay, so if some substance is magically gonna do all these things, explode your fucking muscles, fucking get you deep ab cuts, shred all this body fat, and there's no side effects, come on, dude, be smarter than that. There 100% are side effects to basically everything. This is coming from somebody who studied pharmaceuticals. Basically everything has some perceived side, or some perceived, but some side effect at a certain dosage. So most things aren't risk free. So all I'm saying is, like, before you consider hopping on a cycle, or before you consider, yeah, really getting on TRT, right, doing all this blood work, maybe look at your training style. Ask yourself, like, am I really pushing it? Am I really like going to failure, or am I actually leaving like 5 left in the tank? What am I really doing? What the fuck are these people doing here? What am I really doing? Um, Ask yourself those questions. And I don't know why this person is flying down the road when these people are blocking the whole thing. But regardless, ask yourself those questions. And then if if the answer of any of that is like, yeah, I mean, I could be pushing it more, or yeah, man, I haven't really been, eating right, or yeah, man, I've been skipping the gym a lot, or I've been inconsistent. Well, then, you know what? I would say you're probably not a candidate for any of those things. You're probably not a candidate for TRT. You probably shouldn't hop on a cycle, because you don't even actually know whether or not it's going to be worth your while. So there's nothing. What's worse than spending all this money on a cycle or several cycles to look like trash, and then now your fucking endocrine system is shot? Good going, buddy. But again, I can't tell you what to do. You're going to do what you want to do. There's people out there that, they take performance enhancing drugs, and that's part of their training and what they do and what they're going for, right? In some cases, it's necessary. Even with bodybuilding, there is a huge genetic component. So if you don't have that, you need that, and you're going to have to take some performance enhancing drugs if that's the route you're going to go. You need both. But if you're just someone that's trying to be healthy, look better, be bigger, lose fat, you don't need it. And that's all I'm going to really say about that. So on that note, I'm going to cap this video there. Remember to stay beautiful and that you are loved. I will see you tomorrow for chest and back day once again, which went well last time, so I'm excited for it this time. So far, this split hasn't been too bad. I'm kind of liking how it's been going, so we might stick with this for a little bit and see what we can really get out of it. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow, and yeah, stay thick, my friend. I don't know how to end this. I'm not good at endings. Don't leave me. Don't leave me like they all do. Bye.